Roses are red, violets are neat. I'm so pathetic, I jerk off to your feet. Here we are again, another one of these goddamn dating sim routes. You guys know the deal by now. We go in, attempt to charm our way into a King of Fighters character's pants, and then plunder that bussy at the first, sometimes second, opportunity. This is not my proudest moment. This was supposed to be a one-off thing I did, but goddamn, people seem to like them. I remember a time in my life when I could say that I'd never played a dating sim. Brighter days, boys, brighter days. So after the usual introduction scene, we have to pick who is up to be our romantic victim. In an effort to prove that I am in fact not a racist, I pick K-Dash. As usual, we have one summer to convince them that we are not a sick, degenerate, nearly 30-year-old man on the internet, and are in fact a teenage girl. So, let's get to seducing. Day 1, Ash calls me his kitten in class. Without me trying to date him, it seems that he has become a Discord moderator. A horrifying yet not unsuiting fate. The story with K-Dash here is that I'm his childhood bestie, who, for some reason, he does not recognize. Some kind of horseshit memory kind of deal going. How unlucky to not remember my teenage girl self. Either way, this vexes me. I tell him he'll end up friendless if he keeps acting like a punk. Kaori then appears and I wish I was in fact friendless. I skip her dialogue because I'm frankly sick of this bitch. At the arcade, K-Dash is trying to chill and play a strip mahjong cab when me and the loathable one decide to bother him. He tells me to fuck off and go die. Great. My taste in men is fucking terrible. I just seem to enjoy dealing with assholes. Alba appears when I arrive home. He tells me of a new project he is working on. It involves a rabid ferret, mustard gas, absinthe, and me. I quickly leave. The next day, me and the eternal gum on my metaphysical shoe, Kaori, hit up the arcade again. K-Dash is hanging out with what looks to be a grown-ass Maxima. Maxima tells him he should hit my shit up. K-Dash refuses, apparently unimpressed by my ladycock. I tell him to stop skipping school. Kaori goes over to annoy him following this. I am saddened when he doesn't immediately set her alight. They argue and I decide to back up K-Dash because, you know, fuck Kaori. He doesn't really care either way, and they leave. The next day we encounter him taking 3 dudes at the same time, as in fighting them. I call the police in an attempt to bring peace to this situation. K-Dash realizes he has far too much melanin and flees. Karma quickly catches up to me when Kyo gets ill as we smoke a spliff round the back of Tesco's. He passes out and... Hold on a second. The game is trying to get me to plunder Kyo's bussy, but no. We get the fuck out of there. I ain't interested in you for now. I leave him in the street. As I walk away, I catch Alba making off with the body. Back at the arcade, K-Dash gets annoyed at me for existing. How shocking. I ask him how he's ended up becoming this rude. He tells me to go and play in traffic. Dreamy. This seems to be our usual encounter with the man himself. It's at this moment that I realize he may just be even more of a dick than noted 2-time murderer Iori Yagami. Jesus. The game tries for a few days to get me to move on to someone else. But I finally track the little punk down in the arcade. I try to flirt by asking if he knows we have a test coming up. I am truly irresistible. At the basketball court, we get an off-screen appearance from Cooler Diamond, who talks like a child. Always found that weird. But anyway, we get jealous of the attention she gets, which is also fucking weird. I then realize I haven't seen Alba in a while. On my way home, I spot him dragging the unconscious body of Ryo into a sewer. I almost wonder what he's up to, but sometimes it's better to let sleeping dogs lie. Blissful ignorance is the way to go. The next day, K-Dash is in school. Yata. Maybe he's going to be nice to me and... oh. He calls me an idiot as the teacher calls him out on not wearing his uniform, and then proceeds to make fun of his yee-ass haircut. K-Dash reveals he's burned his uniform. The teacher decides to lose his shit, but K-Dash says he'll burn the school down. The teacher quickly shuts the fuck up and K-Dash leaves. At the arcade, K-Dash has brought his little sister to this hive of scum and villainy. He's kinda hesitant to do so, showing that he might actually have some form of moral fiber. Suddenly, Terry from Smash appears, having caught K-Dash skipping school. He's cool about me skipping school, but K-Dash, oh no. He's not allowed. The two are about to duke it out when I point out to Terry that hitting teenagers is in fact illegal. He realizes that this is not okay and leaves. In the evening, we encounter K-Dash at a gig for... What the fuck is this? Despite my horror, we have an actual talk. He tells me he's not the same person from 10 years ago. No shit, I say. That's how time works. Following this, Maxima and K-Dash are enjoying a 1st to 10 in Strip Fighter. Max wins. K-Dash rage quit, insults me on the way out, and proceeds to throw a patty just outside. Max asks me to take care of him. Against my better judgment, I agree. He then calls my outfit cute. I promise it that he can borrow it sometime. I encounter K-Dash at the pub, having a couple of pints with Cooler. Google Lens fails me, and I believe that I asked him about beef jerky. He gets embarrassed about the jerky. Good. In town, K-Dash and Shingo face off and oh, Shingo bro, run. No, buddy, you ain't built for this. That's the protagonist. You don't stand no fucking chance against that one, Jesus. You're too nice for this shit. Maxima, the fully grown adult in this situation, is stood watching. Dude, do something. Following that, I find Alba sniffing couch cushions at home. I make a mental note to sprinkle asbestos onto them. I meet up with K-Dash in town. Again, he tells me to fuck off. Terry from Fighting EX Layer and Rock from CVS2 appear. They invite us to play basketball. My thirst meter escalates to critical levels, and I drag K-Dash to play. We lose because Terry is truly the perfect man. At the bar, K-Dash gets embarrassed when I talk about kindergarten. Dude, what's your malfunction? Everybody was a fucking child at some point, you blithering idiot. In town, Maxima asks me if I'm having a quarter-life crisis. I am. In the arcade, he and K-Dash beat up some dudes. No idea why, I'm given no context. Next day is sports day at school. K-Dash is doing the cool kid thing. He's not participating and is sat upon the sidelines mocking everybody else for trying. Which is exactly what 14-year-old me would do. Fair enough, mate. I grab his ass and I force him to join the three-legged race. Again, we lose. Anyway, it turns out Cooler is a goth in this game. Which is a strange little oddity, but fuck it, we ball. She wants her brother all to herself. I negotiate so that we may share him. He has no say in this matter. In the park, we find him after getting his ass beat. We tell him that his mom is going to be upset if he comes home with all them injuries. He then tells us that he doesn't have a mom. He's adopted. I laugh, and then ask for more information. He remains cryptic, so I spray him down with lemon juice in an attempt to get some more info. He leaves for some reason. He actually turns up at school the next day when we ask him to play football. This is where we find out the big twist, though it's been fairly obvious the whole way through. He doesn't remember anything from his childhood. Bro got romantic amnesia. Doesn't even remember us. He used to love football back when we were kids, but he doesn't love it anymore because he doesn't have any fucking formative memories. I default dance towards him to show sympathy. I then get the Kaori tells us we have small tits scene. God, I despise her. Anyway, at the club we see K-Dash and some woman talking. We decide they must be related for some reason. Possibly as a coping mechanism. Kaori calls me the same night and tells me I've got 0 bitches. I send Alba to her house. This should hopefully solve the problem. I encounter K-Dash and his sugar daddy Maxima at the arcade. Maxima tells me K-Dash only remembers fragments of his past. He asks me to stop bringing it up to him as it only hurts him. I reply that that is sad, but I'm still going to do that anyway. Back in the park, again, K-Dash confesses he remembers the two of us playing in this park. He remembers him playing basketball, me getting chased by a dog, shitting my pants every step of the way. I wish that he didn't remember that. He sadly says he wishes he remembers more, He's jealous of how much my memories mean. I tell him that his are valuable too, but it's sad shit that you can't remember him. Boo-hoo, you fucking loser. You can't remember anything, you fucking loser. Ha ha ha, I have an air fryer. The next day is my birthday. I decide to go out, passing by missing posters with Kaori's face on them. I find our boy napping in the park. I decide to wake him up to see if he's okay. His half asleep ass pulls me in for a cuddle. I should probably wake him up, but it is my birthday. Following that, I'm walking through the city when I see the bum chums again. Maxima walks into me. Dick. He and K-Dash are going somewhere dangerous. He won't say where. Probably somewhere cool, but as a vagina owner, I am not invited. Works out well for them because the next day Maxima's in hospital and K-Dash is chatting mad shit about getting revenge. We visit K-Dash in the hospital and steal some pain meds. As I'm sat on the curb tripping balls on Fent, K-Dash tries to be an ass to me to get me to fuck off. But I hop onto his bike because I'm frankly getting annoyed with his shitty attitude. I may have no tits, but I certainly have a spine. He pushes me off the bike and heads off to get revenge, informing me that women are just a hindrance. Either way, we follow him to a factory, ignoring Kaori's 87th phone call. Cooler is here too. After grabbing K-Dash's nipple and twisting it really hard, he fesses up to what's going on. Chrysalid, a Yakuza in this, wants the boys to join his family. They said no, so he spammed that bullshit hurricane kick until Maxima fucking died. Hilariously, no one actually shows up, so K-Dash takes his revenge boner and leaves. K-Dash says memories aren't important, and he goes on a pretty depressing tangent that I ignore as I'm more concerned that my hair may have gotten messed up. The next morning, Kaori reappears, having escaped Alba's clutches. She demands I call the police before collapsing. I step over her and head out to find K-Dash. Cooler refuses to tell me shit at first, until I tell her that I have pictures of her in SNK Heroine's Tag Team Frenzy. She immediately folds due to the embarrassment, and I find K-Dash back at the factory again. K-Dash is talking to Whip, his big sister. She's asking him to come live with her and have a boring life. Our boy says no, as that shit would be boring. We then fall out of our hiding spot like a fucking dumbass, and are finally blessed with the full details of what's going on. In short, Whip was adopted by the CEO of a big company. He wanted to adopt K-Dash at a later date, but K-Dash had already been rehomed with Cooler. K-Dash is unwilling to ditch Cooler to go and live a better life. Back in town, he reveals he does remember something. Me. We decide that our tomorrow will be spent hunting Chrysalid. I immediately hit up the bar, because if I'm not currently lit, I'm going to go and get lit. At the park, we reminisce about me getting hurt. I fell off a swing. At the arcade, Cooler shows up. We force her into a crane game and leave. Our search fails because we suck and we head home. Kaori has recovered and is still a cunt. She takes me shopping because she is in fact a very shallow creature. Chrysalid appears and kidnaps her ass, thank fuck. Oh no. Finding K-Dash, we let him in on the situation. Seems he's been injured in a skirmish with Chrysalid's boys. I say I'll fight Chrysalid instead. As the player, I don't remember agreeing to this, but the protagonist continues nonetheless. K-Dash points out how fucking dumb that is, and that I am nothing more than a vagina owner. We decide that we'll both go and get our shit rocked. The final day. We face off with Chrysalid at the factory, who confess he actually meant to kidnap me, but grabbed the noted bitch Kaori by mistake. Hilarious. Even funnier is when Maxima rocks up and immediately decks Chrysalid. Now we've got a full team. Chrysalid pulls his trump card. He takes Whip hostage, who was here apparently. Turns out she's Chrysalid's adopted sister. K-Dash folds immediately, despite the fact we could just throw a rock right at Chrysalid's face, run over, kick the shit out of him, grab Whip, and leave. As K-Dash is being led off to join the clan, we're given our final choices. Using the save states, we tell K-Dash to stop, think about himself for once, and that he should start caring about the present, not the past. This somehow works, and K-Dash decides to stand and fight. Never mind actually, he verbally eviscerates Chrysalid by telling him that every time he hung out with Whip, she was pretending he was Kate Ash. Maxima then calls both men sister fuckers. Lol. Chrysalid taps out to the cringe and offers to give Kate Ash back his memories. Somehow. Kate Ash turns him down. The present is more important than the past. Maxima then gives me the key to Kate Ash's chastity belt, and I do a little dance to celebrate. A week later, I'm wondering why the town seems so empty. I notice Alba scurrying through the streets, carrying more people down to the sewer. This could turn into a problem, but I don't care as Kate Ash has arrived to pick me up on his bike. He decides not to give me a helmet because safety is for pussies. We ride off into the sunset, declaring that we'll now make memories together. One of which will be me, destroying that bussy. Right, okay, so that's another one of these videos done. I'm becoming somewhat of a romantic expert at this point. Give it another 6 months and I'll throw another one out, and eventually we'll finish this game. Shit, maybe after that we'll go and talk to some actual fucking women, but I fucking doubt that shit. Until then, go out and get your ass kicked.